the thing that blew my mind the other day, right? That I can't believe I didn't know.
Mhm.
Here's the question. What is the opposite of communism?
The opposite of communism?
Or what is the opposite of fascism?
Well, I don't know what the opposite of fascism is. I mean, the two ideologies were kind of competing with one another during their time, but opposite is a little weird to me because, it's like if I can say what's the opposite of happy, well, it's
I'm
sad.
glad you
But what's
didn't
the
know.
opposite of a political slash economic system?
Let me guess to the chat. Let me hold that thought, right? Let me guess to the chat. I think there's a. What is the opposite of communism? Everybody in the chat, what would you say? It's the
I
opposite
mean,
of
most people I
communism.
think will say capitalism, but it's different. I mean, communism is
Here's
economic
here's
and
what I
social.
found out, right? Here's what I found out. The opposite of communism is neoliberalism. Okay?
Interesting.
And the left, if you look at imagine the scale, the left right.
Interesting.
Think about this. This is the thing I'm going to blow your mind with, right? You know the left right scale. Are you left? Are you right? You think
Right.
of Jeremy Corbyn on the left, and you think of, I don't know, Donald Trump on the right, or you think of Maggie Thatcher on the right, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the thing. That scale, I think, honestly, I think somebody turned it like that one day and went, if we look at it like this, we can fool the bastards into think, right, okay, here's the thing. How do you look at the scale? You know how you got the cross, right? And you've
Yeah.
got obviously left, you got right, and you got authoritarianism and libertarian. By the way, fascism is at the top, not at the right. You think of right wing, extreme right wing, you think of it on that scale, fascism. No. Extreme authoritarianism, up on the scale is fascism.
Okay.
And down is libertarianism. Okay?
Okay.
So
That makes
if you think
sense.
about it, you should. But I should probably. I
Kind
was
of.
going to do a video about this. I'm still going to because I want to
Well,
actually pitch it.
wait. Because it can't be that simple. Fascism is not just a political system; it's a little bit of both,
It's
right?
authoritarianism.
It
You
is, but
can
it
you
also
can be
has
fascist and
capitalistic
liberal. You could be
Yeah,
a
but it has a
liberal
capitalistic
fascist.
component to it. I mean, but go ahead, make your point. Make your point. I think I agree with you. I mean,
So the
fascism
point is my point is this: we have been brought up for decades, believing that we living a left-right scale that we don't believe in. We've been brought up on the far left you've got communism, on the far right you've got fascism, and in between you've got centrists.
Oh, I
That's
see
what
what you
we're
mean. I see
brought
what
up
you
to
mean.
think.
See, I never put that on a scale. I always, when I look at political disposition, I think of how far that, and see, this is where it gets difficult, right? Because it intersects. Like when I think of
Okay.
somebody who's a lefty, that always usually comes with strings of political thought. Like, and
Okay.
so this guy has a certain political disposition that they tend to be less authoritarian, um, less into this notion of people being able to make monstrous profits. This notion that government can supply certain services, markets are not the greatest thing in the world. Like there's certain gradations with that, but it always intersects some kind of economic system. Like it's hard to take that stuff out of those
Okay.
things.
How?
But you have a point, so I'm not taking that away.
What was Hitler left wing or right wing?
Oh, he was fucking right winger,
No.
National Socialist. Yes,
Hitler
is the first
on the
part of-
scale that we look at left right on, left is communism, right is neoliberalism, up on that chart is fascism, and down is libertarian. On that scale, if you go issue by issue, Hitler was a centrist. I am not kidding you, Jamal. Hitler was a centrist fascist. That's what he was. They have tilted that scale. That scale should be moved 90 degrees, right? So at the top, you've got communism, right? At the top you've got neoliberalism, yeah. I think I'm saying this the right way around. If not, I'll change it. At the top you've got neoliberalism. At the bottom you've got communism. But then on the left, libertarianism, and on the right, fascism. That's what it really should be. It shouldn't. We go through our lives, and I swear that there are people in the chat that all their lives, I swear there are right now, and there's hundreds of people. It's getting busy, Jamal. Hundreds of people. There's hundreds of people, and I bet you a good percentage of them, all of their adult lives, have thought on the left is communism and on the right is fascism. You thought on the right is fascism. You just said it. And it's not. It's wrong.
Right wingers, right. But, I mean, the scale isn't real. I mean, it's just the way that people, like, understood that stuff. And for the most part, as long as people understood, like, the right-winger stuff, like, I don't necessarily know if the scale...
No. Yes, it does. It makes a big fucking difference. Because if you've done that, if you've tipped it on its side and you're fooling the people into thinking down is left and right is up or up is right or whatever how I've just explained it, it's a bit convoluted, I know. I want to do a video about it, you see, and explain it more because it fascinates me. But the more you understand that people have been kidded into that illusion, the more you understand, hold on a minute, that's how they fucking divide you. That's the line that they divide you on.
But I don't think most people...
That's how they pit you against each other. Honestly, I've got to do a video on it. I can't explain it in the small time I've got.
I don't know if people process the world in that way or the value of it. Like, if somebody says, Hitler's a right-winger. I've had somebody says Hitler was a socialist, and it's like... Dude, no, I'm sorry, he wasn't. The economy that Hitler was running.
He was a centrist.
Not to mention.
Yeah, but you would have said he was a right wing. You would have said he was a right winger, and he wasn't. He was a centrist. Speaking, and this is what I mean. That they have tricked.
Let me ask you this. The left, right, center thing. It's not really real.
Yeah, I know. It's just a way of looking at things.
Actions from where they are. Whether Hitler was a centrist in the context of Germany, I mean, at the point where he's hijacked the economy, I mean, which is what he did, he essentially turned that economy around in order to service the country from the standpoint of military.
No, but the centrist part, the centrist part doesn't matter about his authoritarianism. His authoritarianism isn't on that line.
You're talking about his policies, just basic run-of-the-mill policies from.
No. I'm talking about left, right, as in instead of thinking about with regards to business, with regards to his social. Hitler had massive socialist programs, Jamal. They built the roads, the stadium, the blah 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 blah. Massive socialist. You can't say that he wasn't a socialist because. He installed a lot of socialist policies, but he also installed a lot of crony capitalism as well, as we know, and this whole America thing as well. If you actually look at it and you go issue for issue, Hitler would be a centrist, just a very authoritarian one, which is worrying. Because it's very, very, very close. When I look at it, when I look at what happened on that scale, I think we almost had a fascist government with Tony Blair when we didn't even fucking know it.
Hitler went through and destroyed the Union.
You think about what he expanded
into an organization that he could essentially control under the Nazi rulership. At that point, instead of running the country, he completely disowned and removed part of that population. Meaning, if you want to say he was a socialist for Germans, okay.
Totally. I'm not saying he was a socialist for everybody, mate. I'm not saying that at all.
Like I know they put socialist in the title, but North Korea calls himself democratic. And the first term and the Nazi thing is national. It was literally viciously nationalistic. If you read through Beaver's books, when he gets into, Beaver doesn't get into the economy per se, but Speer gets into the economy when he talks about how Hitler had organized the country and this type of stuff. And there's another book called Vampire Economy that goes into how Hitler organized the economy, where he had the capitalists were making tons of money off of this stuff, but for the most part, they didn't control their companies. It was like, you better.
It's crony. It's totally crony capitalism. Yeah.
Like, slave labor is not a socialism thing.
No.
But fair.
But he installed it. Honestly, but the employment. If you actually look at what he did, there was a lot of socialist. It was a mix. It was a mix. He was a centrist. If you actually look at it on the scale that the media and the sort of establishment, honestly, I think have hoodwinked the public into believing into believing a left-right scale on a way that is just so convoluted. It divides everybody. I think that's the way they divide everybody.
Oh,
I really do.
That's a good point. I see what you mean.
They do it. They divide everybody almost by telling you that your opposite is the person who is not your opposite, is actually somebody who's on your same side, but is just a little bit more authoritarian or a little bit more libertarian. Do you see what I mean? And people who are literally, because what do you get? So I would be on the left. Yeah, so I'd be on the left. As you look at it, I'd be on over here, right? But I'd be down here somewhere. I'd be on the libertarian scale as you look at the scale as it is. I'm down there. I'm somewhere near Gandhi, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Saying if you go policy for policy, I'm somewhere down there. My girlfriend's an absolute left-wing raving lunatic. Honestly, she's just off the scale anarchist. It's unbelievable. But I'm down there, somewhere near Gandhi. But the thing is, somebody who is a left-wing authoritarian person would be up there. He'd be on the same side as me. So we would agree on a lot of things. A lot of things. But I would be told by the media that no. That person is to the right of you. That person is your enemy. And that's how they divide the people who are on your side. They have turned that scale 90 degrees. It's a fucking trick, and I swear somebody's done it in the past. I'm going to find that motherfucker. I'm going to name him and shame him.
It's not even that the scale is flipped, right? It's almost like the scale is mutated. Because the right and left, like the scale that you described has a top and a bottom. And oftentimes that top and bottom doesn't apply. It's just left
You're
and right.
You're right. There is no left and right. There is no spoon. You're right. You're right. It is just a thing that it's like the border in the Irish Sea. It's something. There's no border in the Irish Sea. We just fucking invented it, you know.